Today we're going to talk about a serious safety issues with the Ender 3. Hey everybody, my name is Vijay and welcome to Santube 3D, your best resource for all things 3D printing related. As you guys all know, the Ender 3 popularity is growing on a day-to-day basis because of the features that it offers and at the price that it's listed at. It's made by Creality, it is a great printer, but just like all things, there's nothing perfect out there. So today we're going to talk about a safety concern that was brought to me by a member from my Facebook group for the Ender 3. So they contacted me and asked me if I knew about the wiring issue that was going on where it's causing it to arc or short out or even burn up certain points. So basically what they're talking about is the XT60 connectors, which is this one right here. The whole purpose of the XT60 connectors is you got your power supply here, and from the power supply you got the power coming through, and then it goes into the printer. Okay, and this is the connector that is connecting the two so your printer gets power. The reason they did this instead of connecting it directly, I'm assuming, is because you can disconnect this just in case your power supply ever went bad, so it's easy to switch out. So what is a XT60 connector? For those of you that don't know, like I said, is this connector right here, which is a bullet type connector which has a nylon casing around it. So the problem is with the XT60 connectors, they're tending to short out, arc, or burn out. So why is it doing that? Why have I not ran into this problem? Maybe you have, or maybe you will in the future. Knock on wood, you don't. But what if you do? What is causing this? So this happens when you're printing with filaments such as ABS or PETG or anything that requires the bed to be heated at a higher temperature for a longer period of time. And as all of you know, even something small as this can take 5 to 6 hours to print. So imagine printing something that takes 3, 4, 5, even 6 days, and you leave the printer unattended. So the problem is when you're asking the printer to print at a hotter temperature for a long period of time, and that's where the connectors give out, causing a short. So I haven't ran into this problem because most of the time my bed temperature is anywhere from 55 to 60, and sometimes I don't even have the bed heated up because I work with PLA. So let's kind of get into this and figure out what's exactly the cause of this problem. After doing a little bit of research online, I found out that the XT60 connectors are only failing on one side. So if you look at these pictures here, you'll notice the burn or arc or short, whatever you want to call it, is only happening on one side. One of the main reasons for this is because they're saying that the connectors were not soldered correctly. Instead, they were crimped. But if that's the case, then that would mean that it's been crimped incorrectly as well. So another problem that could actually be causing this is maybe the XT60 connectors are faulty, or maybe they're one from a knockoff company and they're not that great. So you might want to check that, and if you're looking to replace it yourself, again guys, if you've not soldered before, please get somebody to help you out with that, because this is an electrical issue and we are leaving these printers unattended. So please check the connectors, make sure they're correct. One thing you can tell from what I read online is if there's a discoloration between the two connecting parts, then you probably want to get it switched out, because most of the XT60 connectors that come out from the factory usually tend to be the same color. I personally don't use these because I don't do a lot of wiring myself, so I'm not too familiar with this, but I am going to get one of my buddies to kind of connect all the wires together with no connectors in the middle. That's an option that I'm going to go with. You guys can go with a different option if you prefer. The last problem that I can think of that you might be having is that maybe your connectors are just connected very poorly. So when your bed is heated at a high temperature and is asking for more power, maybe the connectors inside, the male and female connectors, because they have poor connection, are arcing or burning out because of that reason. But this is actually a very simple fix. I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? So what you want to do first is you want to go ahead and pull your connectors apart and see how easily you can pull it out. See me? My connectors are pretty tight, and I hear like a popping sound when I take them off. So basically how this works, okay? You got your male end. Now if you notice that the male part here, you see like a T, but they're all spaced out. They're not crunched together. They're not connected. So that male part is supposed to go in here, but it's supposed to be a little bit bigger, and that's why you got the bold edges right there. So they fit right into here, and it's supposed to be a pretty snug fit as it goes in. But the problem could be that this part is actually crimped together, so you don't have the space like my connectors have, and they're all squished together, and that's why it's when it goes in there to fit, it's actually pretty loose. But you can fix this very, very easily. All you do is go ahead and take a little flathead screwdrivers. If you guys have ever bought a 3D printer, these come with it. If not, you can get them at your local store. I'm pretty sure you have one laying around. So what you want to do, now before you do this, please make sure that the power cord is taken out. As you can see, I have no power going to this printer whatsoever, and that's why I'm taking a screw to a live power supply, or a screwdriver, sorry, to a live power supply. You do not want to do that. So what you do to spread this out, let's just say if it was squished together, you would just take this little flathead driver and you would just push it in there, okay? And as you push it in there, like so, it just makes this expand a little bit. So now when you go to connect it, you should have a little bit, not a hard time, but it should be a stiff fit as you're pushing it together. And that's how you know that you've done that correctly. Alright guys, so I just wanted to make this very short and simple and straight to the point. I hope you guys found this video informative. This is a serious issue, guys. I hope you don't take it too lightly. Please check your connectors, make sure that they're working correctly. If you're going to print at higher temperatures, guys, please, I would recommend buying another type of connector, or buying an authentic XT60 connector, and then redoing it again just to make sure so you don't have any issues, and to give yourself a peace of mind. So again, I hope you guys found this informative. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, go and leave it down below. You know I get back to every single one of you guys. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, hey, you know what, it is what it is. Go ahead and give it a thumbs down. For those of you that supported the channel, I really appreciate it. And for those of you that would like to support the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. I'll put some links down below. You can always buy us a coffee here at Santube 3D, or you can become a monthly Patreon on, of course, patreon.com. If you're new to the channel, guys, consider hitting that subscribe button. We have a lot of information here on Santube 3D that is very helpful to a lot of people, especially all the newcomers to the 3D industry. So with that said, guys, like always, good luck and happy printing.